How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of the Rebuild Rags to Riches. So as you can see right here, I'm just logging in for the day. I basically have only spent about 10 minutes today since you saw the last video. Episode 1, as it ended, that's basically when I went to bed. Just logging back in here today. I really haven't done anything in between the two time periods there. Here's what I've got for value. I'm also wearing a Mystic Lava Staff that I went ahead and bought. I am currently buying some runes in the GE, but anyway, all these items right here that you're seeing are items that I was able to pick up from the shops for a much cheaper price, and just lots of other random things like that. So go ahead and dump those broads. They instantly sold right there. You can see for 344,000. I only paid 50 each from these, or on these in the shop, so that is a really easy way to get yourself a few extra thousand. Put these feathers in that you can buy for 6 each from the shop, so it only cost me a total of 12K. So I basically had almost 10 times my money when I sell these feathers off. I am trying to buy some more aggression potions. Those did not buy overnight. Aggression potions are a really good way to make some money. Certain Slayer tasks benefit highly from those. I'm also trying to buy some soul runes here so I can get going on thieving. But I've got my body runes now that I can use for thieving. So what am I at after only night 1? And I can tell you that I did not spend very much time at all. We are looking at a total of 4,455,766. Keep in mind that I did start with that 1 million in the bank, so that means that I have gained 3,455,000 since starting this, and it's only been a day. And I haven't even actually put any actual time into the game yet. So as you can see, it's very easy to get a few starter million. I'm also going to be buying some yaks. If you do not have access to yaks, then I would highly recommend a tortoise or something else. But I'm going to go ahead and buy 50 yaks. Go ahead and buy winter storage scrolls. They're basically a must-have. I'm going to buy 500. Going to need some prayer potions. So I'm going to go ahead and buy some prayer potions. We'll go ahead and buy prayer potions 4. I think those are cheap right now. We'll go ahead and try to get them for 2,500 each. I can't really afford too many of those. I might have to sell off some stuff after tasks to buy more. So I'm just going to buy 20. And I'm going to use my holy overloads for the prayer renewals when I need those. But I definitely am going to have to get prayer potions and winter storage scrolls and yaks. I highly recommend you guys buying those if you're following along here. I'm going to sell off the rest of this stuff and probably start doing some thieving here. Alright, as I'm thieving here, just popping in here for a minute, I wanted to show you an example of what you can get from doing pickpocketing. So as you can see with my inventory, I do have 126,000 gold in the inventory. 66,000 of that gold was from this Ironworth section, and as you can see in my inventory right there at 110k, that is all Ironworth also, and it only took me 5 minutes. So it was 5 minutes of AFK for 176,000 gold. That is awesome. Yeah, so if you're looking to do a rebuild, Ironworth is definitely a part of the priff that you want to pickpocket. If you are looking just for the best brawlers, Ironworth does not really have very good brawlers, but if in terms of pure cash, man, this was a really good 5-minute stretch, especially trying to do this rebuild. 176,000 gold in 5 minutes. Alright guys, so now we're just hitting the thieving here. As you can see with my inventory, the amount of money we are getting quite a bit of cash here, and I've been doing about a total of 5 hours of thieving. It's mostly been pickpocketing and priff, but I also did a little bit of dwarf traders. Dwarf traders is level 90 thieving, but a lot of boosts is definitely helpful. I really don't recommend doing them unless you have quite a few boosts or above 90 thieving. As you can see here, making some major progress on my thieving level. I only have 834,000 until level 117 thieving, which is awesome. And the total cash right now, 10 million. 10,047,000, so we are already at 10 million. I know it was just in like an episode ago that we were like at 1.2 million, which you know, was actually only about 220,000 gold. So in total on the account, I have gained 9 million gold since beginning this series. So if you're following along here and trying to like do what I do, I spend about 5 hours worth of thieving. Now that total is going to change a little bit because of the fact that these are all the items right here. Basically, I've got some cash in here in the bank as well. Everything right here, this is all loot from the thieving and also picking up random stuff. I did get some brawling gloves of smithing during this 5 hours of thieving, which is I'm really excited about. But everything else in here is definitely from thieving, just looting. And I also did some random things, like I did some harmony moss pillars. I did grab a couple coconuts from one of my palm trees. And then grabbed a few things off the ground, not really much off the ground though. And I also did spend a little bit of time chopping 70 elder logs. That was only about 3 trees, I believe. It was only about 15 minutes of wood cutting. So in total, what we've done so far is about 15 minutes of wood cutting elders, and then about 5 hours worth of thieving, and that has landed us a bank total of 10 million gold. That is halfway to a main hand Drygore longsword, and it's actually more than halfway to a different type of Drygore. I'm trying to get some Drygores in order to start doing some more PVM. I went over and did my divine locations. I was lucky enough to get U's for most of the divine location, and then you'll see that I end up hitting a different one besides U's. U's are a really good one to do because it only takes 1 of your gathering points for every log you get, so that means you get to do it for quite a while before you have to stop doing it. It's 250 U logs per limit if you have the full limit. After that, I just kind of grabbed these herbs real quick because they give quite a bit of extra cash. Yep, then just threw it all in the bank and came back here and filled the rest of it up. This is definitely a good way to rebuild your bank, is to hit the valuable divine locations. I highly recommend Herb 2 if you're trying to make the most money, or Runite ore. So here you can see everything that I've got in total from my thieving and everything, where I am going to be throwing all this stuff in the GE, most of it anyway, to sell off. That puts us at 12.2 million roughly, really close to 12.2 million. So I think I'm going to do some PVM. So my current task that I had, and I actually forced it with the Abyssal Demon Mask, you can see my gear here was all free gear, and I just hit 102 attack, woo! But for most part my gear is going to be player-owned ports armor with chaotic duels, and then the new boots and gloves from the Ark, and I do get an Abyssal Whip here, which definitely helps out. By the way, if you don't have these available for your Slayer task, you can always do other Slayer tasks, but getting up to 85 is definitely going to help a rebuild. As you can see right here, I hit a major lag spike, and I think I'm going to die. And then a huge, awesome moment there. When the lag goes away, I realized I got a pet during the lag. Amazing. I got the crab pet, the Slayer skilling pet, during that lag. I am extremely excited about this. I slap it on real quick. I was basically screaming at this point, jumping out of my chair. Like I was just nerdgasm all over the place. So that is the awesome pet. I was one of the biggest pets I've been wanting to get. So I'm super happy about that. And yes, awesome. After the task is done, remember that if you have the Vampire Amulet, you can cash this in for double the points, or double the cash. So I did get 373,000 gold just from doing this task. That pretty much pays for all supplies. Keeping in mind, for this task, we only had about 12 million, so we're going to see how much the wealth calc puts up to. 14.8 million, that is amazing. That was a really awesome task. Moving on from the excitement from that really awesome task, I want to do some daily stuff, so I use my Wicked Hood here with the ethereal suit that I have to go make some double natures. I do have 99 rune crafting, so I'm able to make the double natures. If you do not have that rune crafting level, I still highly recommend you use your Wicked Hood daily, because as you can see right here, it does add up to quite a bit of cash for a very short amount of time spent doing it. Another really good use of this Wicked Hood is because if you're trying to rebuild and you can't afford a whole bunch of runes to make the Viswax, then you can use your hood to get the runes you need. Also, by buying from the stores and everything, you get those really cheap runes. Then take your runes over to the machine that makes this, the Rune Goldberg machine, and just basically use whatever you can and try to see what you can get, like a combination that gives you the most amount of Viswax. If it's not perfect, that's really not important. You just want to make sure you make a profit here. As you can see, I don't have quite enough Earth Runes, which I'm kind of raging at the time. Really unhappy I didn't buy like 15 more Earth Runes, really seriously, Jagex. But then I do get this combination here, so that it is quite good. It did not cost me very much at all, and ends up banking us a total of 520,000 gold, which I'm actually going to use 50 of those to extend my daily dungeoneering limit. Okay, so we're going to get a final count for the day here to see what the total wealth is going to end up being. It's going to end up being 16.2 million roughly. So I'm really happy and really glad you guys watched this. Please subscribe, like, and put comments. Let me know what you think about this content and how you would see it being improved. And also, please follow along if you want to. See you guys next time.